Each cycle of pain is an invitation to a new awakening. On the remote coast of Shimane, where the winds of the Sea of Japan whispered ancient stories, lived Akira, a boat craftsman. His life had been woven with threads of resilience and hope. His small shipyard, built with the calloused hands of generations, was more than a workplace. It was the sanctuary of his dreams and his memories. But on a harsh winter night, a fire swept through everything. His workshop, his family's history, gone. Tools once held by his grandfather, drawings sketched by his father, turned to ash. Akira stood still, not crying, but breathing a silence so deep, Zen masters would call it radical acceptance. Days later, wandering along the shore at dawn, he met an old man. The elder's eyes held the weight of 1,000 winters and a kindness deeper than the ocean. "I see you have lost more than just a workshop," the elder said. "You've lost a narrative, but not your essence." He pointed to 3 stones. "Sit. Each one holds a story." Akira sat, hesitant. The first stone, smooth, ordinary. "What's the first lesson?" he asked. The master held it gently. "This stone, shaped by water and wind for thousands of years, it seems simple, but it's a map of invisible transformation." He paused, letting silence do the teaching. "Your suffering is like this stone, not meaningless, but marked by the geography of experience." "Acceptance," he said, "is not agreement. It's the recognition that something exists." Something shifted in Akira. His fire was not just destruction, but initiation. The second stone, rough, with jagged edges. "This," said the elder, "is your resistance. Each sharp point, a thought that won't let you flow. Transformation doesn't happen when we fight reality, but when we observe the movement within." He leaned in and whispered, "Pain arises when we want the world to be different. Freedom begins when we let it be what it is." The third stone was veined with curves, like rivers through ancient land. "Understanding is never a straight line," the master said. "Each twist is a moment of insight, each crossing a moment of growth." Tears welled in Akira's eyes, not from grief, but from recognition. "I lost my workshop," he said, "but not my hands, not my essence." The elder smiled. That was the moment. Understanding was born. In the weeks that followed, Akira didn't just rebuild boats. He rebuilt his relationship with loss, with creation, with himself. Each boat became a meditation, each curve in the wood, a conversation with the universe. No longer a craftsman who reproduces, but a creator who understands cycles. Suffering is not an obstacle, it's a teacher. To transcend is not to erase pain, but to understand it. "I learned," Akira would later say, "that resilience isn't resistance. It's flow, not rebuilding what was, but creating from what remains. Accept, without agreeing. Transform, without violence. Understand, beyond the surface. See pain as an invitation, not a sentence." Years later, his new shipyard stood by the sea, not just a place to build boats, but a sanctuary, where apprentices came not only to learn carpentry, but to meet their own suffering and reshape it into something sacred. After Akira's story, let us pause for a moment and breathe. How many times have we walked through our own internal fires, believing the story was over, when in truth, it was only beginning? Akira's journey reminds us of something deeply human. Every loss, every collapse, carries within it the silent seed of rebirth. We've all felt it, the burning of dreams, the crumbling of certainty. Whether it's in love, work, or the quiet struggles no one sees. And yet, just like the stones the master revealed, smooth, rough, veined with complexity, our lives are sculpted by time and experience. This channel exists not just to tell stories, but to build a community of reflection, of wisdom shared through presence and action. So, if this touched you, subscribe, leave a like, and take a moment to check the pinned comment. You'll find a free mini ebook designed to bring clarity and silence into your daily life. True wisdom doesn't mean avoiding pain. It means learning to see through it, to witness it, with presence, with compassion. Think of yourself as a craftsman of your own existence. Each scar, a chisel mark, each setback, a shaping curve. You are not the fire, you are the hands that rebuild after it. Maybe today, you feel like everything is falling apart. But remember this, you are more than your circumstances. So much more. Each breath you take, each honest look inward is a step toward transformation. How do we begin? Start with acceptance, not resignation, but a quiet acknowledgement of what is, without rushing to change it. Observe your inner world as Akira observed the stones, curiously, gently, without judgment. Transformation begins when resistance ends. So now I invite you to reflect. What invisible marks have shaped you? What inner edges are ready to soften? Where can you find unexpected beauty in the imperfect paths you've walked? And above all, know this, you are not alone. Each act of self-understanding is a gift you offer to your own soul. I am here with you, rooted in the same soil of questions, guided by the same light of inquiry. Let's walk this path together, one breath, one story at a time.